Welcome to Starblood Chronicles, Episode 6, Part 2. It's a Part 2 from Episode 5, but this is the second half, which puts my sighting and my friend's sighting from Episode 5 together. You're going to hear me call into his YouTube show. If you notice, Gil, he'll be in the top center when he starts to hear my encounter or my sighting. He then starts going through his mind because I have the date written down, and he remembers the sighting that he had with people that turned out to be the exact same night on two different parts of the continent, where I'm on the Pacific Ocean and he's like Midwest, East-ish. Yeah, so go ahead and have a listen. Give you information on newer extraterrestrials that I haven't shown you yet. And I think I'm going to show you an actual video that I caught a second time during the day where I was being monitored by something over the ocean. So hang around and stay tuned in.
All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I think that the line is clear. Anybody else wants to attempt? Call. It is 208-717-1611.
I got one.
God, I'm good.
Right on cue.
Hello?
Hello. Oh,
You are live. Hey, you are live. Just checking to see if you were my mom. Can we get your first name and where you're calling from, please?
I go by Dragon Paw. I was invited
Dragon
by
Paw.
Neil.
Hey, thank you for calling in.
Yeah, I'm glad I made it in.
Yeah, thank you.
Central Cali, like an hour from LA. And I've seen some stuff.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Where do you guys want to start? Wherever you want to start.
Hey, man. Exactly. Yeah, wherever
your mind is. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, ever since I started meditating, I kind of activated something. And let's see, the first time I witnessed something, I was driving to Universal Studios. And I witnessed a craft just flying horizontally in front of the windshield. And I was like, what is that? And my sister was like, I don't know, I'm driving. And so I'm staring at it, and as I blink, it's gone. It looks almost like a Tic Tac, almost like the one. Yeah, I have a couple videos on my YouTube. If you guys want to check them out, it looked like a Tic Tac white with like a black front end. I guess I don't know which front or back. I don't know how they drive, but it disappeared. And then later the same night. This was like midday, so. If we leave early, it's probably before noon, 11.
Okay. Yeah. And when you said that it passed in front of the car, correct? Was it would you say it's a football field away, 2 football fields away, about to, clean your windshield for you? Like, how close was it?
Yeah, about 2 football fields.
2 feet?
It was a good
Did
distance.
I hear that right?
Just 2
football fields.
Football fields.
Yeah, about 2 football fields. Okay, I thought you said 2 feet. I was like, God damn. Oh.
Screw cleaning his windows. Got to get in the car with him.
I would have tipped him if he was that close.
Yeah. Like, how are you still able to have a phone call right now? Damn, man.
Right.
Okay, so 2 football fields away. You said your sister was driving and that she wasn't able. She basically gave you the age old, response of "I'm driving, I didn't see it," like kind of a response, right?
As most people do, yeah.
Yeah. So if I can throw you back here, you said something that actually it tipped off my my UAP spidey senses here. You said that since you had gotten into meditation, what kind of meditation are we talking about?
I mean, at first I wasn't even sure how to meditate, right? So I just started sitting down. Like now, it was so you don't really know when you're starting. You read books and there's so many different tactics. I would just sit there, but when I started doing it outside, I started seeing the things as I would open my eyes, and they look like stars just moving, just like speeding faster than an airplane.
Right.
Was this intentionally CE5 meditation, or was this based off of Buddha Dharma practices, where you go counting to 10,
So I would
learning to
say
work
more
with the fact
Buddha
that you
Dharma.
counted over 10?
So I started doing the meditation before CE5, but I have used CE5.
Okay. I mean, it sounds like you didn't need to learn CE5.
I'm
picking up on here.
Yeah. No, so I'm actually spiritually awakening, I guess you could say.
Okay.
As they say.
Well, I didn't mean to cut off
California.
all the stories or anything, but that was a key element to something that you said. I didn't want to just keep going through stories without acknowledging that, because if you were engaging in specifically,
I haven't.
For any listeners out there, CE5 specifically is human initiated contact with extraterrestrials, or the imagination and the ideas can kind of go on from there, whether they're interdimensional or they're time travelers, what have you. The point is what we would generally refer to as ET, UFO, so on and so forth. CE5, Close Encounters of the Fifth Kind, is like us calling in, kind of like listeners are calling in right now to us, right? But that is other folks calling in, and there is a meditation practice made famous by Greer.
Stephen Greer.
Stephen Greer.
Stephen Greer, yes. Who I'm not a personal fan of, but that's another case. But Stephen Greer, who kind of pioneered, I'll say, the popularity of CE5. He did not invent it, but he did pioneer the modern popularity of human-initiated contact with extraterrestrials or interdimensional beings, yada, yada, y'all know what I mean. So when he said he was getting into meditation and started seeing craft on a more regular basis, every bell in my brain was just going off, what kind of meditation were you doing? That is a very specific formula, but yeah.
Yeah.
That's all I got.
So I'm glad that we went to that, because my next story has to do with that one.
Okay.
There we go.
So the next thing that happened to me, I was outside in the middle of the night. I think it was June 16, 2023. I did a little CE5. What is it? Yeah.
CE5, yeah.
And so right behind me is the Pacific Ocean. And I'm looking straight up in the sky. No stars are moving. I'm getting kind of bored, actually. I'm like, okay, no one's here. It's like a Ouija board almost. And then so out of nowhere, a giant Dorito-shaped craft creeps over me ever so slowly from behind me. And then before I could even think anything, it shuts its lights off while it's right above me. And that's when I kind of noped it back. I noped it back into my room.
What day did this happen?
June 16th, 2023. I have a lot of my things dated here.
Thank you for doing that, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, can I so sorry, can I interject a
Yes,
thought
please.
here? So these two experiences so far, the craft that you're witnessing, the things that you're witnessing, they seem awful close. I mean, these are really extraordinary sightings, experiences, but the closeness factor of them really it kind of begs a question inside of my head. And there were a couple of people in my chat kind of talking about ET, aliens for lack of a better word. We don't know if that's connected, but if they're here, if they've always been here, and it kind of makes me start to wonder, like, are they there right now? And most people can't see them. Does it take an opening of your mind, of your eye, through a practice like the meditation to actually see what's already there?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I think so. I think as soon as we're born, we're trained to cut it off, right? They're like, no, nothing like that exists. The same with every paranormal, everything cryptid. So they're just stories. So in a way, that closes you off.
Yeah.
It's like a planned thing, the way I see it. But when you start to think for yourself, start to open it up, things happen, I guess.
Wow. That's incredible.
That was a good question.
I got to start meditating, you guys. I think I'm the only one in this whole group that has never seen anything. I want to see a UFO.
Yeah.
When you do meditate, you want to make sure to take necessary precautions, because just like in the paranormal world or whatever you want to call it, you don't want to invite the wrong things, but you never really know. And that's why I noped it out of there when it was hovering above me.
Nope.
Yep.
Right out.
Yep. Nope. Gone. I did like your description though.
Like, that's not cool, right?
Calling it the triangle of a Dorito. Like, I love that description, because like that actually, instead of like a triangle, because you can picture like a triangle, but also like a pyramid in a way. The way that you described it as like a Dorito like shape actually made me understand how it's shaped more than if you were just like, it's just like a triangle. So I appreciate that.
Yeah. It was so weird. And I'm used to seeing little lights flicker, but the nighttime ones are a little sketchy because you can never tell,
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
The
it could be a
daytime
star.
ones, if you guys check it out. Yeah. Or have you guys heard of Starlink?
Mm-hmm.
That, like,
Yeah.
satellite thing? Okay, so I see the thing that I thought. Go ahead.
Fucking knew it. Sorry if I've been distracted, y'all. And I'm sorry, Paul, if I've been distracted. There are two individuals that I'm trying to encourage to call in who were involved in one of my sightings.
Oh.
And that sighting happened on June 16th of 2023. And it was a triangle-shaped craft. And I've been searching through comments, and I've been searching through messages. I was like, when the fuck did this happen? When the fuck did this happen? And I just found the email from another person who was there that night, who was engaging in CE5 contact, trying to initiate contact on that night. This has been fucking with me. I literally just went through my emails to try to find it. So, you know who you are.
Bro.
We were on Brown Mountain. Sorry, I'm so sorry, but that. Yeah. Anyways.
Dude.
No, it makes
jumping.
sense.
That just
they're
hit way
bigger
the
than
fuck too close to home.
Yeah.
They're bigger than we think, like, and they just come out of the ocean like nothing. They live there, bro. Crazy.
We didn't see it out of the ocean. We saw it over the mountains. I swear to God,
Oh.
the next call better be from the folks I'm trying to encourage to because like I don't want to be the only one talking about these experiences. There was so many of us, but please continue. Like I'm just saying, if you need to know, I'm a believer on this side of the mic. All right, like,
Yeah.
because
I'm
you just hit way the fuck too close to home, my man.
I'm a knower because you should see those other videos that I've already recorded.
Wow.
Are you guys able to, the ones I sent you?
I don't know if I got videos from you yet, but if you want to send them really quick to theblackcatreport@gmail.com, I can get them downloaded and I can get them pulled up here in 3 minutes.
It's a giant freaking
y'all,
craft
this is-
just hovering there.
No, it's
All right,
crazy.
you guys
Yeah.
need to go on to the next
Do we have another one lined up?
We
Kim?
have one more.
I hear
we
what.
do have another call coming in. Well, thank you for calling in.
Okay, go ahead.
Thank you.
And please stick around.
Thank you, guys.
Please stick around for this other call.
Yeah,
which
thank
is
you, Dragonfly.
literally on the same goddamn night.
Thank you.
I'm fucking
Thank you.
freaking
Thank you.
out.
No.
Thank you. Thank you.
You too.
Thank you.
Thank you. That's nuts, dude.
That's crazy.
That was, I don't know if you saw how distracted I was during that call, but I was like going through, I was like, wait, I missed this person around that time, this person around, and then I remembered another famous podcaster, Dan Zetterstrom. He was on Brown Mountain that night. He was doing CE5 with, I can only remember their Instagram handle. I don't want to shout them out on this, but now future wife, I think they're engaged now. Anyways, he was on the mountain. I only recognized him because like he has a very distinct UK accent. It was pitch fucking black by the time we were all talking to each other. There was a whole crowd of us up on the mountain that had kind of grouped together on Brown Mountain looking for the Brown Mountain lights. And the only reason why I recognized him was because it was pitch black and I've fallen asleep so many nights listening to his podcast. I was like, I know this voice. What the fuck? And it's like, why is this British dude on the side of a mountain in North Carolina? But him and his partner and their very adorable pit bull were down on the side of a mountain and they were doing CE5 meditation. And I specifically remember my sister making a very funny jab about it. She's like, because they were using finger symbols, right? So it was like ting, ting, and it was a whole meditation practice.
Yeah.
My sister was like, where did the ting ting people go? Like, it was fucking hilarious. I was like, Rachel, they're trying to do this. All right, let's see if this is. And if it's not, totally fine. We're excited about your call, but I'm sorry, I got personal stakes on this.
A little bit of information about what the government is going to do for the next war in space. It's called a false flag. What they know is that there's money in wars. So now that there's no more land left to conquer, they're going to go upwards. They're going to create some false scenario where we're getting attacked by some extraterrestrials, whether it be in the hollow earth or above. They plan to make the population fear an attack from extraterrestrials, when in fact the extraterrestrials have been saving the planet from the US for millions and millions of years. UAPs have been stationed in our oceans for a long time, and it's kind of funny that the government stopped going into the oceans to look for anything anymore, and people that do go in their own submarines suspiciously blow up and can't live to tell their stories. So now they're trying to go somewhere else where they can try to make another war and put the population into a panic and fear where they have all control of you when you get to that point. Now, what's a star seed? Let's talk about that. A star seed, from my experience, is a spirit that incarnated into a human body with the intention to raise the consciousness of humanity. They live a human life for the experiences. The earth realm is known in the spirit world as one of the hardest schools to learn from. So if you are alive now, you are a strong being for choosing to take this test that you're in right now. There are beings or spirits that are earth seeds, which means you've been incarnated time after time as an earth, only as a human on earth, whereas a starseed came from a higher dimension or a different dimension, or could be even an angel sometimes, or dragon. Starseeds have lived several cycles already and incarnate from realm to realm in order to help raise the population's consciousness. Once an entire collective consciousness is raised, the planet, aka realm, can then rise to a higher dimension. Right now, Earth, aka Terra, is transitioning from third dimension to fourth, and some to the fifth dimension. This will help pull the realm away from the lower vibrations that plague this planet. The higher consciousness, the higher the consciousness, the higher the lifespan, the higher the evolution will be. When a starseed does not awaken, their life on Terra, Earth, will be riddled with bad luck or what seems like depression, amongst many other things. They will feel unfulfilled in life, like there's more to it, but cannot find what it is. They will feel like they don't belong anywhere. The whole point to living here is to evolve spiritually, mentally, and heartfully. Do not ignore the pull you feel towards love. If any of this resonates within you, meditate, and soon you will receive the answers. Now, here's a clip from the video I took, a second one. What seems to be a UFO following me. So that's a bird, right? Where'd you go? I don't know. I'm in the truck here. That's the Pacific Ocean. And that's a big boy. And it's going real slow. Like scanning the ocean or something. Look at that. Look at the ocean. Who's watching who? Now, what you see here is a triangle craft that I found in this book that is the closest to what I witnessed. And they are, the race is called the Trianguli Australis, known as Beta Atria. I don't make this stuff up, okay? They are the SMAD people, SMAD. They come from a planet that is named Zvok. in the star system Beta Atria, a system of 3 planets. The planet is very hostile to life in general. They resemble humans, but with particular facial features. Their race is in decline due to overly pushed genetic interbreeding with the wrong races, and as well as the weakening environmental conditions of their habitat on Shfak. The Smad are a pacifist people. The Smad have colonized about 20 worlds, never by force, and they discovered Terra, that's us, 2,500 years ago, driven by curiosity, as they do not have any dogmatic structure or belief. They were recently welcomed as members of the GFW, which is Galactic Federation of Worlds. They're kind of like the good guys. Their ships are of a conical shape, and they only have 6 left. 6 ships like that. Cool. Now, what you see here, these guys right here, are the enemy. They are like Stalin and the Nazis on steroids. These are the Draco Alpha Draconian reptilians. They look like almost like gargoyle-like, but with scales. Very very similar to what people describe them when they see a demon. They think that it's a spiritual demon when it's actually an extraterrestrial. These guys look pretty nasty. They're nasty dudes. The reptilian beings originating from the Thuban star system, or Alpha Draconis, which is a 215 light years from Terra and was formerly your pole star. They are sapient reptoids who were dumped here by another vastly superior reptilian race, the Tiamatians, from another dimension. Their original homeworlds are named Locas and Talas, and the points of entry into our known universe were through interdimensional portals in the zone of the Thuban and Aluade systems. They strive in hydrogen-based ecosystems on desert planets. Alpha Draconians name themselves Sikaar and are considered by their technological advancement in warfare as a master reptilian race. You find them also named Dracos or Dracs. Their bodies possess consequent coverage in order to protect their skin from attacks, while the upper caste have wings, allowing them to travel fast. Very, very tall, very muscular. And I'm talking about like 8 feet. Yeah, these dudes is tall. This is a violent race, and their culture is based on war. The Sakaar see Terrans, that's us, as a source of nourishment, trade, and slavery. So they do not particularly have patience for humans, and they are blamed for a large percentage of abductions. Although it is often alleged that a warrior race doesn't always scream intelligence, the Draconians make an exception to this rule. They are indeed very intelligent and are also expert geneticists to a certain point. Their language sounds like rolling tonal guttural vocalizations, growls, and clicking noises, quite loud and uncomfortable to hear. Partially the reason why their telepathic abilities are so well refined, the warriors rarely speak, communicating with each other and their superiors non-vocally. They call themselves Ke Akuma, which means individual. When addressing each other, they call Terra Shan and Terrans Shanai. Okay. And that is the end of episode 6, UAPs, UFO sightings. Just to be clear, there's an actual video I took on part 5 and part 6 of 2 different daytime UFOs. Those are not of my sighting of the triangle craft. The triangle craft happened at nighttime. This episode of Starblood Chronicles was brought to you by Stevie Crocker, fitness and nutrition coach. You can find her on her Instagram, which is HBICSTEVI_FIT.
5 to 6 years ago, I was ready to start getting back into shape after having my kids. So I started running, I was eating healthy, but I wasn't seeing the results I was really looking for. I lost all my baby weight, but I didn't feel confident, I wasn't toned, I was tired all the time, I couldn't get through my workouts, and I was burning out. So after tons of trial and error and research, I finally figured out what works. I don't know about you, but I'm a busy mom and I don't have time to waste on things that don't work. So let me take the guesswork out of it for you. Stop wasting time, slide into my DMs, and let's get you the body of your dreams.